Welcome back, folks. Our political insider, bye-bye Boehner. House Speaker is set to resign, but my question is, will anything really change? Hillary trails all Republican rivals in the latest poll out of Iowa, while Vice President Biden holds a powwow with the fake Indian, Liz Warren. Maury, when we look at the political landscape, I mean, we're just sick and tired of all of this.
You can say that again.
Vice President Biden getting into this, I think would make it very interesting. I think he would be a much more formidable candidate to beat than Hillary Clinton. What's your take?
Well, first of all, the man he's an honest man. He's made a lot of flubs. You know, people make fun of him because he's
a gaffe machine.
Yeah, exactly. But
he's from Syracuse University, so you got to give him a pass on that.
Well, not only, yes, you are his buddy and fellow student. But the thing is, I'll never forget, he's the one that predicted that Iraq was going to be cut into 3 different segments about 15 years ago. I think there's a lot more to that man than meets the eye. I really do. I think he's been always looked at because of his candor and the fact that he makes mistakes in his speech. They think he's just a dummy. He's not. I think he's.
But you can't get to where he got to.
Well, not only that, though. I mean, the man has got a tremendous heart. I think he was very sincere when his son was dying. It just ripped him apart. But you know what the son said? He wanted his father to run for president.
You know, he's the one that leaked that, too.
Well,
I mean...
Well, I mean, okay, but the point is it did happen.
He's playing politics even with his son's death. So
well,
yeah.
I don't think he meant it. I really don't. I give him... I think it was not what you and I would do, okay?
See, I think these guys play politics with everything. I mean, even the Redskins' name, for crying out loud. Everything.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what motivates Joe Biden.
Do you think that him meeting with Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren, has any meaning to it? Because to me, she looks like mini Hillary.
She is. She's probably worse because she comes from nowhere. At least Hillary was the wife of her president, and with all the faults she has, she was exposed. This woman has brought nothing to the table, and she beat a very good senator. Of course, in Massachusetts, when you're a Republican and you win the Senate seat, it's like a miracle coming from the gods. But no, I don't think this woman Warren. I don't even understand how anybody gets excited about her.
Liz Warren?
Yeah,
she cranks up the liberal, crazy left-wing base. She gets those people going.
What about Sanders?
He does too.
But he doesn't.
He's raised just as much money as Hillary, which is shocking to me.
But I think
and it's funny because the left-wing media for years has talked about the old white stuffy Republican Party, and look at what they put up there. Yeah. You've got Rubio, you've got Cruz, you've got all these young, vibrant guys.
You got
Jindal.
Well, Walker, Kasich. I mean, the Republican Party is replete with candidates. They got more than they can. Unfortunately, they can't use all of those guys. But to come down with Sanders, who is a nice Jewish boy from New York who came to Vermont about as displaced as anybody can be. But I think the guy is a sincere guy. He really believes in his ultra left-wing position.
I agree.
And he wants to bring everybody down to the lowest common denominator. But he's got charisma. He's got a communications capability that plays with the average person, because he doesn't try to upstage the average person. He doesn't try to act like he's a big shot. Like with Hillary, she walks in a room and she looks down on everybody. Yeah. And people, even that like her, know that she just can't stand anybody.
Well, and everything to them is poll-driven. Where with Sanders, I don't care what the poll said, he's going to tell you what he thinks and what he believes, and he really does believe it. Whether we agree with that or not, it's another thing.
Well, we totally disagree with it, but we give him credit for
being honest
and how he delivers his.
Tell us what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I'm afraid is going to be the end of Donald Trump. First time I'll say this on this show. I think he overdid it. I think when he first started, I think being as bellicose as he was and antagonistic, people loved it because it was about time somebody said the way they felt, but he's gone too far, and I think he's not. Instead of now sort of pausing and being more specific, he continues that way of doing business. And
But you know what he's done? He's dragged the Republican Party to places that they are afraid to go.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm in agreement with you, but I'm saying is he now as a long-term candidate for the nomination for president, I think he's seen his best days.
And that's fine. If he drops out, I think that will be wonderful because he will still continue to raise the issues that the Republican Party does not want to raise.
I think when he made that statement, he says, if I have to drop out, I'll drop out. I got a very lovely business to fall back on. Having said that, I think indicates that's what he is expecting.
That would be fine with me.
Okay, well, that's the way I see it.
I could see President Cruz. That's what I could see. We need a conservative. We don't just need another rhino Republican, another Bushy, another Rove lackey. We need someone that's really got some conservative roots.
Well, I agree with you. I love Cruz, but I don't know. He's just not setting anybody on fire. That's the trouble. He's too honest.
If Trump drops out, who picks up most of that slack? Ben Carson's not going to make it either.
But I'll tell you, it's amazing that here's a guy who made a statement that he said he would not like to see, would be adverse to a Muslim being a president of the United States.
If they didn't denounce Sharia law and put our Constitution
He said that later.
first.
No, I heard that. He never said that. He just said, period. That was it. He didn't. That came later when he was trying to back and fill. The night that he said that, he said, no, he does not believe in a Muslim in the White House. Well, guess what's happened since he made that statement? He shot up to the sky, for God's sake. There's a poll, a late poll, as we sit here, where he has won handily. And I think it's part of that position that he's taken against an Islamic penetration into this country.
Okay, John Boehner is resigning. I say bye-bye Boehner, and I'm happy to see him go. I think he's been one of the weakest, feckless, I'll call him a loser of a House Speaker. If he gets replaced by McCarthy, not much changes.
No.
Mark Levin called McCarthy Eric Cantor, but 10 percentage points less IQ.
Well, he's also already made a couple of stupid statements, which before he's even, this guy Chaffetz, I don't think he'll have a chance, but I think with McCarthy, you got the same guy. This is not Joe McCarthy. This is the McCarthy that will be the next Speaker of the House, and he will be no more.
And boy, doesn't it got to burn Eric Cantor right now.
Oh, yeah.
Realizing that he would have been next.
Well,
but he would have been another one of those same goes along
God. He wasn't
country club.
He wasn't even
Republicans.
renominated because he was so Washington, D.C., and coming from Virginia, you would think he was next door. They said, this guy isn't doing anything for us. He's just hobnobbing with the hoi polloi in Washington.
Illegal aliens are now changing the demographics of the country in terms of the Electoral College, in terms of the representation for House of Representatives. Those are things I don't think that people have been really talking about when we talk about the immigration. You say what?
Well, I think I'm being realistic. You're not going to get the illegal aliens in a group, and you're not going to be able to send them away. They're going to find, even look, what did Reagan, who we both love and admire, what did he do? He gave him a pass and said...
And do you remember what Ted Kennedy said during that debate? That would be the end of it. We would never have to deal with this again. That would be it. And there was 2 million they were talking about.
That's about 2 million.
Now we're talking 30 or 40. And they want to say
I don't
11?
think you're talking that many. I really don't think. But, you know, the thing that is going to keep them here is people like the citizens of San Francisco. I think California, you know what I call California when I talk to people? I call it the People's Republic of California.
I agree. Now, if you were to have an armed security guard at all the hospitals and at the schools, and if you didn't hand out the welfare benefits that we did, they probably would end up going back on their own. Self-deportation.
It'd have to.
We're always going to butt heads on this,
yeah.
And we're going to have to just look at that.